Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to take a cinematic journey right down the Mississippi River. We're diving deep to uncover the enduring charm, the thrilling escapades, and the complex historical legacy of Mark Twain's absolute masterpiece, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Okay, let's just run through today's agenda really quickly. We'll start with a welcome to St. Petersburg, meet the story and characters, dive into the themes and hidden meanings, explore Twain's literary style, weigh the book's strengths against modern criticisms, and wrap up with its legacy and our final verdict.
All right, Section 1, Welcome to St. Petersburg. Let's set the scene in the 1840s.
So, this classic adventure story originally hit the shelves back in 1876, penned by the legendary Mark Twain. Fundamentally, it's a coming-of-age tale, brilliantly wrapped in humor and adventure. But what makes the fictional town of St. Petersburg in the 1840s feel so incredibly vivid? Well, it's the inspiration behind it. The story actually draws heavily from Twain's own childhood memories. That really grounds the boyhood mischief in this deeply authentic historical reality. It feels real because in many ways, it was echoed directly from the author's own past.
Now, this quote right here, it absolutely nails the central philosophy of the book. Work consists of whatever a body is obliged to do, and play consists of whatever a body is not obliged to do. This realization hits right at the beginning, during the famous fence painting scene, and it perfectly sets the tone for a protagonist who uses his shockingly sharp understanding of human psychology to navigate his world.
Moving right along to Section 2, the story and characters. Let's look at some mischief on the Mississippi.
Without giving away the ultimate ending, watch how the plot actually progresses. We start on a sunny Saturday morning with some clever schoolboy pranks. You know, whitewashing that fence. Then, things escalate into running away to Jackson's Island to play pirates. But that innocent childhood play is completely shattered at midnight when the boys witness a terrible crime in the graveyard. And this eventually culminates, days later, in genuine life-or-death suspense when they get hopelessly lost in McDougal's cave. It literally transforms from a slice-of-life comedy into a high-stakes thriller.
At the very heart of this adventure are two iconic boys. On one side, we have our main character, Tom Sawyer. He's clever, he's imaginative, and he lives firmly within the bounds of society with his Aunt Polly. But contrast that with his best friend, Huckleberry Finn, who is honest and loyal but lives entirely without parents or formal education. It's a crucial point to notice how Twain contrasts Tom's civilized mischief with Huck Finn's absolute, uncivilized freedom.
But they certainly don't inhabit this world alone. There's a brilliant cast of supporting characters rounding out the town, providing some stark tonal contrasts. On the lighter side, you've got Becky Thatcher representing childhood innocence, Aunt Polly, who tries her absolute best to discipline Tom while deeply caring for him, and Sid, his very obedient half-brother. But then you have the darker side of the narrative. The town's innocence is shattered by Muff Potter, a kind man falsely accused of murder, and the looming, vengeful threat of Injun Joe. He's a villain driven entirely by greed, and he injects the story with some intense, genuine suspense.
Okay, Section 3, themes and hidden meanings. Because, as you'll see, this is way more than just a children's story.
Beneath the surface, the novel masterfully explores the tension between enjoying youthful freedom and accepting the moral responsibilities of a civilized society. We see this play out powerfully when Tom has to find the courage to step up and testify for justice to save the innocent Muff Potter. Really, it's about the sometimes painful process of growing up. It's about learning that true friendship means mutual trust, and that real courage means doing the right thing even when you are utterly terrified.
Twain also relies heavily on symbolism to tell this story. Take the Mississippi River, for example. It acts as this constant physical presence in the boys' lives. But more than that, it's a literary symbol representing ultimate freedom and exploration. It acts as a siren song, constantly calling the boys away from their mundane, everyday chores toward boundless adventure.
Conversely, the famous whitewashed fence represents something entirely different. It perfectly defines human psychology. By convincingly spinning the story to his friends that painting the fence is actually a rare privilege, Tom shows us exactly how framing completely changes our perception of work versus play. Let's move into Section 4, Twain's literary style, or as it's often called, the voice of the 19th century. So, how did Twain actually craft this compelling yarn? Well, his style is defined by a lively, humorous tone and rich, immersive descriptions. But the thing that really stands out is his use of everyday speech and authentic regional dialects. He doesn't write in stiff, formal prose. Instead, his dialogue captures exactly how people actually spoke in the American South before the Civil War. Combined with his gentle, observant satire, this technique completely brings the 1840s to life. It makes the characters feel remarkably authentic. Next up, Section 5, Strengths and Modern Criticisms. We're going to take a balanced view here. As an educational explainer, it's really vital we look at this text objectively. The book's strengths are incredibly clear. Exciting adventures, beautiful storytelling, and totally timeless life lessons on courage. However, we also have to neutrally acknowledge some of the weaknesses noted by modern readers. Some scenes do suffer from slow pacing by today's standards, and that heavy regional dialect can be pretty challenging to get through. More significantly, certain depictions of race and Native Americans, most notably the character of Injun Joe, reflect uncomfortable and harmful 19th century stereotypes. We report this simply as a matter of textual history. These aspects reflect the biases of the era, which definitely challenge contemporary readers and require some modern context to fully grasp.
And finally, Section 6, Legacy and Final Verdict. Why is this an enduring classic?
Nearly 150 years later, the cultural footprint of Tom Sawyer's adventures is absolutely undeniable. It stands as a defining work of American literature. And crucially, it paved the way for its legendary sequel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which, a lot of folks consider one of the greatest American novels ever written. From countless global film and stage adaptations to its continued solid presence in classrooms worldwide, the book's influence remains just immense.
Breaking down the source review data for our final verdict, the book practically knocks it out of the park. It earns a flawless 5 out of 5 stars for story, characters, adventure, humor, and historical value, alongside a really strong 4.5 for emotional impact. Overall, it is a 5-star classic. It's highly recommended for readers age 10 and up, students of literature, and really anyone who loves a classic adventure tied to thoughtful moral growth.
So, as we leave the banks of the Mississippi and step back into our modern world, I'll leave you with this thought based on Tom's journey. In your own life, how do you balance your sense of adventure with the actual responsibilities of civilization? How do you keep that spark of curiosity alive while handling the everyday demands of growing up? It's a question Tom Sawyer had to answer, and honestly, it's one we all face. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.